Welcome back. We have got some breaking news from Manchester United.
I can never understand this one because obviously, a manager wants to play the players that he thinks, are the correct to go out there and win the game. Obviously, some United fans have even said, if you bring on an academy product, Old Trafford lights up. So, I mean, how do you feel Amorim has been with the treatment of Kobbie Mainoo?
Well, there's a lot of talk around Kobbie Mainoo, and he broke onto the scene. I mean, he was in England. We're all talking about he's the future of Manchester United, still only 20 years of age. And his game time has been few and far between this season. You even see him, changes. He makes a lot of changes, Rúben Amorim. A lot of defensive changes. I mean, last night he brings Mason Mount on. He's got to try and go and win the game.
Yeah.
They have a chance to climb up the table and be right in the mix, and they just keep missing this opportunity. The league is wide open, and he's always going to get asked about academy players because we go back to the class of '92. Manchester United's history bringing academy players through is remarkable. And when you've got a player of Kobbie's quality and he's not being given an opportunity, I look at the middle of the park with Bruno and Casemiro. I mean, it was 2 years ago, everyone was saying Casemiro's legs have gone, all these kind of things. And Kobbie's just not getting enough game time for me. He's a special young talent and he has to be given more opportunities. But I think when Rúben Amorim gets asked there talking about academy players, he must be seeing something. He must be going, look, I'm not just not playing Kobbie Mainoo because he's an academy graduate. Yeah. He's playing who he thinks can play the best. Surely as a manager, put the players that you can think they'll get best results. No.
Yeah, but I was at the game and I watched the game, and Casemiro, he's playing Casemiro. There's a reason why he's playing him, because he keeps his game tight. That's why it becomes less running-wise for him. And Fernandes is the creativity around him. Yeah. Mainoo, if he plays him, look, if you keep a player on the bench and he's that young, he's never going to get better. Because that's his, I mean, we all been there, right? It wasn't like a coach looked at us. My coach at that time was Van Gaal. He didn't look at me and say like, oh, you're 19, no, play. And we had also stars in our team. This kid wants to play. And if you don't want to play him, find a solution for him. Yeah. Because now you have a team. It's not like he cannot get in that team or he's not good enough to play in that team, right? Because you're watching someone, like you said, we were talking about him, look what he was doing and opening up, and everybody was watching him. And now you want to tell me that quickly he became that bad that he cannot make it in your team anymore? Yeah. Come on, guys. This is also the way you play, the system you play. If you looked at yesterday, Diallo was the only one that was dangerous. The opposite side, they had no one attacking.
Yeah. He was the future of Manchester United. You look when they won the FA Cup.
He's unplayable.
He was unplayable. Yeah. And then all of a sudden now we're looking with fast forward and going, this is where he should now be. Yeah. On the up, still keep going. And we're just, unfortunate for him, he's not getting any game time.
Of course, I understand, and my job is to answer, but I'm trying to answer always the same thing, and you ask me always the same thing. I understand what you are saying. You love Kobbie. He starts for England, but that doesn't mean that I need to put Kobbie when I feel that I shouldn't put Kobbie. So it's my decision.
For all you say about the academy, that you don't actually trust the academy.
Why?
Because you never pick any players.
Any players we have Kobbie Mainoo.
But Lacey.
But Lacey in difficult situations. And Lacey sometimes when Brian is not there, I put Ahmad because I have other wing backs to play, and sometimes it's hard. So you are asking me why I don't put Lacey to play when I have other guys that are international and also they are in the bench. So I try to put the best guys, the prepared guys for this moment of the club and try to win a game. That's the only thing, guys.
Manchester United are once again at the center of unwanted headlines following reports of a heated outburst from midfield starlet Kobbie Mainoo, allegedly aimed directly at manager Rúben Amorim. The explosive words attributed to the young midfielder, "hates me, I want to leave," have sent shockwaves through the fan base and raised serious concerns about growing unrest behind the scenes at Old Trafford. Mainoo is widely regarded as one of the brightest talents to emerge from United's academy in recent years. Calm in possession, tactically intelligent, and mature beyond his age, he has been seen as a cornerstone of the club's long-term rebuild. That is why reports of such frustration have struck a nerve among supporters, many of whom view him as untouchable in any future plans. Sources close to the situation suggest that Mainoo's anger stems from dissatisfaction with his role and treatment under Amorim. Since taking charge, the Portuguese coach has introduced demanding tactical instructions, a high-intensity system, and fierce internal competition for places. While these standards are designed to raise performance levels, they can also place significant pressure on younger players still finding their footing at the top level. Amorim is known for his strict discipline and uncompromising approach, traits that have earned him respect throughout his managerial career. However, this incident has sparked debate over whether the balance between discipline and player management has tilted too far. Critics argue that young talents like Mainoo require reassurance and trust alongside tactical education, not just pressure and rigid expectations. United insiders have played down fears of an immediate rupture, insisting the club are actively working to calm tensions. Senior players are believed to have stepped in to mediate, while internal discussions are reportedly ongoing to prevent the situation from escalating further. The club remains keen to protect both the dressing room atmosphere and one of its most valuable assets. Despite these reassurances, the timing of the incident is far from ideal. Rival clubs across Europe are said to be monitoring developments closely, aware that any hint of dissatisfaction from a player of Mainoo's profile could quickly turn into a transfer opportunity. In a market where elite young midfielders are rare and highly prized, Manchester United can ill afford uncertainty surrounding his future. For now, the key question remains whether this episode was simply an emotional outburst born from frustration and competitive pressure, or the first real sign of a deeper breakdown in the relationship between player and manager. How Amorim handles the situation, and how supported Mainoo feels in the coming days, could prove decisive.